Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope y'all are having a fantastic day today. Now, to say that this video is going to be a doozy, it's definitely an understatement. There is no set plan. There is no set structure. No notes to look at. No bullet points to freestyle off of. Like I do with all my videos, I'm just going to wing it, speak from the heart, and to be honest, I think that's the only way I could do this topic justice. This topic that is going back 4+ years now. I finally think it's time for me to do, I guess you could say, a be-all end-all video and to answer so many questions that I've received in the past month on Justice League. I talk a lot about comic book movies. I sing the praises of the MCU. I talk about the downfalls of DC. So why haven't I done the world a favor and given my thoughts on Justice League? This movie that was supposed to silence the critics and slap back at the naysayers. It was going to appeal to the hardcore fans while introducing Justice League to a new generation. And I didn't see it. But for once, I'm not in the minority here because looking at the box office reports, nobody saw Justice League. At least not what they were anticipating. And the TLDR version of this video, I'm sure you guys can assume. I haven't seen a movie, and it's been almost a month since it's released. Maybe Neo doesn't want to see a bad film. And you're probably right. Why would I spend money to see a movie that I know is going to be bad just so I can review it on YouTube? That's never been my shtick. But it's much deeper than that, and this is a problem that has just been... It's been gestating for the longest time inside me. We're looking at Justice League. This is the 5th film in the DCEU. This is their culmination movie. If you want to get specific, this is their Avengers. It's bringing together all the heroes from previous movies. In the past 4.5 years, just that timetable right there, 4.5 years, do not forget it, all right? In 4.5 years, we've gotten 5 movies. We got Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and now Justice League. And out of all those 5 movies, I've only seen 3 of them in the theaters. 2 of which I supported with my hard-earned money, that being Man of Steel and Wonder Woman. The 3rd, I got to see for free, courtesy of T-Mobile Tuesdays. But just look at that right there. 2 out of 5 movies that I actually went out there and wanted to support. Why is that? Because enough was enough. Just because I enjoyed Wonder Woman, that didn't mean that I was 100% okay with the way the universe was unfolding. And from what I've seen in Justice League, this is the final nail in the coffin. That until something changes at WB, until new leadership is brought in, until this universe is scrapped and given to more capable people, I cannot in good conscience support DC on film. I know that sounds like another fanboy being so overdramatic. Like, how are you going to not support these movies? You're going to see it eventually. Now, you see, unlike y'all who want to see movies just for the sake of and to be a part of the conversation, I don't operate like that. I don't need to see a movie just because it has superheroes and capes. And this is one of the biggest problems that has affected the DCEU for the past 4.5 years. And this is something that Warner Brothers to this day does not understand. This is something that the fanboys, and to a lesser extent, I don't want to be that dude, but I'm going to say it, the people who go out to see these movies do not understand. That just because this movie has some of your favorite characters in it, just because it has the Dark Knight, just because it has the Man of Tomorrow, that does not automatically mean that you need to go out there and support it with your hard-earned money. Especially not when you see that time in and time out, your expectations have been lowered. And time in and time out, you have to go into these movies thinking, well, if it's just a little bit better than the last one, I'll be okay. Batman, Bruce Wayne, does not deserve that. Clark Kent, Superman, does not deserve that. These are legendary characters who have been around for almost 100 years. And when the best that you can salvage is a extremely polarizing shell of a cinematic universe, you think that the average Joe Schmo should go out there and spend however much money it is for a ticket in their area, you think they should spend the money in the events that the future of this franchise will be better? This mindset, this is what needs to stop. This is something that not only affects DC, but it affects Transformers. It affects so many franchises that are bastardized on film. You need to realize that these executives do not care about these characters. Warner Brothers, the only thing they care about is their profits at the end of the day. And I know I'm going to get some damage control from people saying, oh, well, of course, all studios want to make money. Yes, but there's a difference. You can actually do both. You can make money while appealing to your core audience. Look at the MCU. And I'm finally going to free myself of the shackles of, oh, I don't want to bring up Marvel like I usually do. But look at the MCU. The MCU is the perfect template on how you can make quality movies for new fans, for old fans. You can make a metric crap ton of money, and you can build a cohesive cinematic universe. DC, we're 5 movies in, and they still don't know what they want to do. This is the problem that exists. When your culmination movie, Justice League, is so polarized beyond belief, where some fans like it, some fans love it, majority of critics dislike it, maybe there's something wrong with the movie. Maybe there's something wrong with the universe. Have we ever stopped to consider that instead of thinking, well, it's got my favorite characters, so this is what matters at the end of the day? Well, apparently not if this movie flops. And there's a reason why the same people that saw Batman vs. Superman didn't show up for Justice League. They didn't resonate with this tone of the universe at all. You saw the sharp decline in the box office. And honestly, I don't blame them. Why should we go out there and support something that we know is only okay at best if you consider what they had to work with was really horrible and there was a tragedy on set? We shouldn't have to settle. We shouldn't have to lower our expectations. Lowering expectations is the worst thing you can do as a fan of the medium, as a fan of these characters, and just in general as an overall human being with decency. You shouldn't, because we have better alternatives. We see what happens when you actually take care of these characters. No one is saying that DC has to copy Marvel exactly when it comes to setting up their universe. But you want to know something funny? Here we are with Justice League. They still don't know how to create a cohesive universe. So you can't pull the excuse that they just want to do something different. They're not doing anything different. Well, not anything good. Sure, it's different, but it's not something that resonates with people. Newsflash, the majority of people out there these days do not know the difference between what is a Marvel movie, what is a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, Fox Marvel, Sony Marvel. I'm sure you've seen this time and time again. A lot of critics talk about, oh yeah, the next latest Marvel movie. Why isn't it connected to the Avengers? Nobody knows. The general audience just wants a good movie, and we're not getting that from DC on film. Here's the thing. Unlike a lot of people out there, I actually was excited for the DCEU with Man of Steel. I have the limited edition Blu-ray box set on my shelf. The movie that even a lot of hardcore DC fans were shitting on left and right in favor of Batman vs. Superman. I supported that movie. I liked where they were going with the movie. It definitely had its problems, but I was excited to see this film as a foundation build into something more. And to say that I was excited for the sequel is just an understatement. When Man of Steel 2, like when the first movie came out and they were talking about the sequel, Zack Snyder was legit gushing over the villains that he was going to introduce, characters like Brainiac. He was going to explore Superman more. We were finally going to get the Superman movie that we've just been dreaming of. And then what happened? Warner Brothers happened. They created Batman vs. Superman in the event that they would finally be able to hit $1 billion. Now, this isn't some conspiracy theorist mumbo jumbo that you hear from people. This is true. Every single rumor in the DCEU has come true. From Batman vs. Superman being made for strictly money, to all the issues that existed with Suicide Squad and how they tried to Guardians it up in post-production. Now Justice League. Why should I go out there and support this universe? Oh, because they made a somewhat passable Superman film and an okay Wonder Woman movie? I'm sorry, even if you liked Wonder Woman, I liked Wonder Woman for what it was. I don't think it's this crazy genre-defining masterpiece that people are saying it is. But even if you liked Wonder Woman, that's one origin movie that is mostly separate from the DCEU. It's not the universe. So we're supposed to get on board for these origin movies that are pretty much easier for someone to handle as opposed to doing something with connective tissue into a universe. We're supposed to support those. You see, and it's not just that. It comes down to where this universe is going. In 2018, we only have one confirmed DC movie, and that's Aquaman. And then from there, everything is up in the air. Shazam, Flash, Cyborg, Green Lantern, the Batgirl movie, the Batman movie. Everything is just in production, but nobody has a clear, concrete release schedule. And this is the problem that exists because Warner Brothers, they're trying to craft this universe from the boardroom. They're trying to craft this universe with people who don't understand movies first and foremost. They just care about the bottom line, especially considering they don't understand the characters as well. They were trying to make it filmmaker driven with Zack Snyder, but instead they ended up with this quasi Zack Snyder slash David Ayer slash Josh Whedon slash what the heck is going on, instead of having one figurehead with a cohesive vision like Kevin Feige. Again, not to pull the Marvel did it better card, but Jeff Johns is not on the same tier as Kevin Feige, especially considering Jeff Johns came in so late that he probably wouldn't have enough say to really affect it. So the only thing that we can realistically do going forward is not support these things. There is no reason that we should go out and see the movies in the event that eventually they'll get better. No. We have to send a statement to Warner Bros. We have to show them that just because something has these characters, that does not mean we're automatically going to see it. If we were finally able to do it with the latest Transformers film, where it essentially bombed for the most part, if we were finally able to do that, why can't we do that for these films? Why? What is it about superhero movies that just gets people going, oh, I definitely want to see that? Yeah, sure, it could be a special effects thing affecting the overseas market where they'll just see it regardless. And in some cases, that's even why some of the executives said they don't even flat out care about story in these comic book movies, is because they just want to see the bottom line and to slap 3D on it. If we can finally just say no and ignore these movies and see other things, that is going to send a bigger message to the company, as opposed to you guys going online with your Zack Snyder petition cuts or your Josh Whedon petition cuts and all this crazy mumbo jumbo that really doesn't matter. We deserve better as fans. We have gotten better with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If Marvel can do it, if Kevin Feige, to quote that awesome meme, if Kevin Feige can build a cinematic universe with a box of scraps in a cave, why can't DC, with all this money and all this power to get all these top list, A-list directors, why can't they do that? Why? Because they don't have vision. They don't have heart. They don't have substance. Everything comes down to that bottom line, capitalizing on what is popular, what is hip, what they think people will see. They're trying to create a market where people don't want to see these movies. And to be honest, it seems like it's working for the most part, if Justice League is any indication. Unless something changes, I'm not going to see any more DC movies on film. Not even going to rent it at the Redbox. Not even going to pirate it, because why? Why would I waste the time doing that? Why would I waste 2.5 hours watching a movie where I know going forward the rest of the universe isn't going to matter? You can call it overdramatic all you want, but I'm just looking out for these characters. I don't want to have to settle. I don't want to have to lower my expectations just because, oh my god, Deathstroke, this is so hype. This is going to be better than Infinity War. Yeah, a post-credit scene. Yeah, great. Great job. Rest of the universe is over here imploding, but Deathstroke. Give me a break, people. Wake up.